I'm in the business to help people win with money, live their best life. And if I'm over here taking their money, how am I doing that? How am I living out that mission? It feels countercultural to the mission. So, Scott, I can't be a salesperson because I don't want to be pushy. So, how are we going to combat it?
You're listening to the Credit Union Leadership Podcast, a podcast that delivers value and offers up insight that'll help your credit union grow. ServiceStar has been consulting with credit unions for over 20 years, growing them in the areas of cultural development, leadership development, and management training. To learn more about what ServiceStar can do for you or your credit union, check them out at servicestarconsulting.com.
Sales. What is your gut reaction when I say that word? Some of us, we get excited. We are driven by competitiveness or achievement. Then there's others of us that it feels like a gut punch. Oh, is this idea that sales, I start feeling uncomfortable. My hands get a little sweaty. My heart starts beating fast. And I start thinking, this is not best for the member. This is not best for the member. Sales is what I'm doing to my member instead of for. I've got to do sales to reach these metrics that my boss or the big people say I need to reach. Sales is what I do to my member. There's something ingrained in us, our belief system on sales, that we have this negative connotation with it. And my goal is to have a paradigm shift in how we view sales. We've worked with credit unions, thousands of credit unions, and all of the stuff we talk about is also based on research from the top performing credit unions in sales and service. And yes, we interviewed their members. We even interviewed their leaders. And we interviewed their team members. And one of the things we learned in our studies is what I call the 3 reluctancies to sales. The 3 reluctancies to sales. I think this is really important for us to understand because some of us, yes, we get this. We're like, why doesn't everyone else get it? Listen up. The others of us that go, oh man, the idea of sales, or I got to go to a sales class, or man, now they're asking me to do more sales or referrals. We've got to understand, why does it make me feel uncomfortable instead of just saying it's uncomfortable. And when I think about this, to paint the picture more, I think of a story where I met this lady named Miss K as we were flying. And I asked her, what do you do for a living? She said, I work for a big bank. She said, I help clients manage their investments, high value clients manage their investments. And she told me that one day, just the switch went off when her boss came in and said, hey, we've got to say this script to everyone we see to increase sales in this one specific item. And she was willing to say the script with pretty much everyone besides one person that she knew if she did this, it would dismantle all the trust that she had built with this client over years, decades with this person. And when she told her client, hey, her supervisor, but I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore for this specific person. Supervisor looked at her and said, sales are down and they need to go up. We're saying the script. Air sucked out of the room. And Miss K proceeded to tell me as she walked out of the office, just everything changed. The conversation she heard with her teammates. She started hearing her teammates go, hey, attaboy on a count 1, 2, 3. They weren't talking about their names. They were talking about them as numbers. In addition to that, hey, way to get that upsell on account 1, 2, 3. It wasn't, where can I go and help people? But it was more of, how can I use people to take advantage of them for self-gain? We hear this story, and a lot of us that feel uncomfortable go, oh yeah, that's why, but we still can't define it. It still feels abstract. And that's where the research comes in that's so important. Because I believe that there's this belief system we have, and we've got to understand, how does sales support my belief system, not fight against my belief system? So with that research I was telling you about with the top performing credit unions, we found the 3 reluctancies to sales. And guess what? I work with credit unions to take these head on as well. So the first reluctancy to sales. Well, let's do a game. I want you to think of, when I say salesperson, what do you think? All right, first, who is the salesperson? Man, woman? How old are they? What do they look like? The second one, what is the salesperson wearing? Polo shirt, blazer, a suit, a uniform, t-shirt? Last question. Where are you with this salesperson? 90% of people surveyed from Daniel Pink, a sales speaker, 90% surveyed say they think of a middle-aged white guy in a used business suit at a used car dealership. This reinforces the first reluctancy towards sales. Most of us, when we think of a salesperson, we're thinking of someone who is pushy. First reluctancy, I don't want to be pushy. Totally makes sense in the credit union industry. Why? Because that idea of pushy, hey, you should get this product. Yeah, hey, tell me if you like it. You know what? I might be able to work at a discount, but you got to tell me you're going to get it. You got to tell me and push on me. And actually, it's less like they're pushing something on me and more like they're pulling something from me. My money. I'm in the business to help people win with money, live their best life. And if I'm over here taking their money, how am I doing that? How am I living out that mission? It feels countercultural to the mission. So, Scott, I can't be a salesperson because I don't want to be pushy. So, how are we going to combat it? What I work with credit unions is the first tier in sales needs to be to raise awareness and desire. Awareness and desire. They need to know about it, and then they need to have a desire. This will help me, and I want this. For example, I was working with a credit union. They talked to this member almost every day. All right, this credit union was like in the headquarters of a building. And one day he came in and got this new auto loan and was not freaking out, but excited about his new car, celebrating with them. And they said, hey, we can save you money if you refinance through us. The member looked at him and said, y'all do auto loans? I thought you just did shared accounts and checking accounts. Awareness. It's my job to let them know what we have and to build desire. Hey, this is how it will fulfill the needs that you have. That's the first thing. So instead of being pushy, let's change the narrative and let's focus on, I just need to raise awareness and desire. And if I've done that, I've done my job. Now, the second reluctancy in the credit union's space towards sales is fear of rejection. Hey, I get it. You're putting yourself out there. You're suggesting something. It's something that you probably think is going to help their life. And when they say no, we take it personally. Why? Well, our research also shows out of other financial service businesses, we're one of the most empathetic. Actually, what some statisticians told us is that credit union employees have more in common with Red Cross workers than they do other financial services. Why? Top attribute, highly empathetic. I feel what you feel. I feel what you feel. So when I present a product, I may feel like I've overstepped a boundary. Why? Well, it goes back to the first reluctancy. I feel like maybe I've been pushy. No. Maybe you've been coached by someone. Maybe you've experienced sales from someone with the wrong heart behind it, where it was pushy, but that is not our goal. Our goal is to raise awareness and desire. So then the second thing, how am I going to take on this idea of fear of rejection? It's to embrace the heart of a teacher. The heart of a teacher. I'm willing to bet that you've had a teacher in your life. And I'm willing to bet there are some days where that teacher showed up in front of class and maybe you, well, maybe not you, maybe you're pretty smart, but maybe some other people in the classroom didn't want to hear what the teacher had to say that day. They didn't want to learn. They wanted to watch TV or something. Regardless, the teacher showed up. The teacher's assigning homework. Why? Because they believe in their mission of making you a contributing member of society. They want to help you be the best that you can be. So just like that, all right, I'm raising awareness and desire, and then I have the heart of a teacher. What do I mean by heart of a teacher? Now that they have the awareness and desire, I want them to be confident. I want them to be confident when they say yes to this product. I don't want them to say yes just because I told them about it. Really don't want them to say yes because they felt like I pushed it on them. I want them to say yes because they understand how it's going to help them get where they want to go. But I also, heart of a teacher, I want them to be confident in their no. And that's okay. If they say no and they know why they said no, I've done my job. There'll be other products and services to tell them about other times. I'm not going to sell something they don't need. So when this rejection comes, that's great. You've done your job. You've raised awareness and desire, and you've helped them be confident in their yes or no. Now, the third reluctancy that our studies show, lack of product knowledge. Yeah, totally applies to new hires. But let's think about this. We've got people that are on the front lines. They're working at branches. They're working at contact centers, and they don't know what kind of questions they're going to get in from their members. They've got to keep their head on a swivel, and they feel like they need to know everything about everything. Inversely, I think about Cindy from mortgages that I worked with at a credit union who knew everything about mortgages, but nothing about anything else. Couldn't tell you what the current interest rate was on their credit card. So then, what's the answer here? If I have lack of product knowledge, what do I need to do? Well, what we do at Service Stars, we work with credit unions and we put it into this formula. This formula tells you what is enough to know about a product, to suggest it, to provide a solution to somebody and know the next steps. What is the formula? So for us, it's the benefit statement formula that we work with credit unions on. Learn about your product, learn about what it does, learn about how it can help your members. So, are you reluctant to do sales? Where do you lie with your core belief on sales? Do you feel like sales is for self-gain, or that sales is to transform the lives of others? If you're willing to embrace sales, but something's hard about it, is it because of our mindset behind sales of being pushy? Because that's not the credit union way. Is it this idea of, man, rejection? You probably hear people just say this over and over and over again, and eventually you'll get some yeses. No, that's not what we teach here. Relational sales. You're working with this member throughout their whole life. You want to be their trusted financial partner. It's okay if they say no, but I want them to be confident in their no or their yes. And then the last one, how can I build my competency so I know enough to confidently suggest a product and get them in touch with the right resource or person? Let's be sales champions. Let's transform the lives of our members. And hey, if you're interested in developing your sales muscle or the sales muscle on your team, man, Service Star Consulting would love to help you. We have an alignment class called Sales Champion where we go in depth. It's a 4-hour course talking about the skills that you need to use to live out sales the credit union way. And we don't just stop there. We also do leadership training called Coaching for Performance, where we upskill your leaders, your branch managers, your contact center managers, your mortgage and lending managers, talking about, all right, how do you coach to the behaviors that have been set in the sales class to make sure this stuff lasts? We'd love to hear from you. Go to servicestarconsulting.com and book a call with us. If you're interested in submitting a question to the Credit Union Leadership Podcast, we want to hear from you. Go in our show notes. We have a link over there. And in that link, it's going to take you to 2 options. You can submit a question written out through email, or you can submit an audio recording through SpeakPipe. We make it super easy. Go to the link in the show notes, click audio recording. Once you click audio recording, it's going to take you straight to a website where you just press the record button. You've got 90 seconds to submit a question or submit you catching somebody do it right. And then you just type in your name and email address, and that's it. It comes straight to us, and we'll take it from there. So you don't need to download anything. You don't need to get any new software. You just go to this website, press record, and click submit, and we're good to go. So go to the link in the show notes. Click if you want to submit a question written out or through audio, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Hey, we are on YouTube. We've got video podcasts. So click the link in the show notes, watch our YouTube video. We're working on how to get videos on Spotify and iTunes, Apple Music, things like that. But what we've learned is that people are 80% more likely to remember something if there's a visual associated with it. So watch our video podcast, comment, let us know how we can be better. Let us be part of your journey. Thank you so much.
What you're willing to accept will become your standard. Let's face it. Your credit union managers find it uncomfortable to hold people accountable, and lack of accountability leads to poor performance and disengagement. We have an upcoming series called Coaching for Performance that gives the average manager in the credit union movement something that most managers don't get in the first 10 years of being a manager in America. That's right, management training. See, in Coaching for Performance, we're going to be sharing information that will allow your managers to improve performance, engagement, and the morale of their staff. You will have by this course and confident, competent, and collaborative leaders who have the ability to set high standards and challenge your employees to meet those expectations. We have multiple facilitators that are going to focus on defining coaching and understanding the importance of coaching and using the performance management systems that we developed here at Service Star Consulting. Also, we'll diagnose performance deficiencies and conduct effective redirection sessions to be able to pinpoint the root problem versus always addressing the symptoms, which creates burnout. And then finally, we're going to learn how to be an effective coach by setting minimum performance expectations using the 1 minute coach strategies. So learn how to be a better coach with this investment of 7.5 of upcoming hours at our upcoming Coaching for Performance workshop.